Hi, welcome to Let's Cook Today, where I have a terrific summer menu for you today. You can actually do this in the summer, but you could do this in the winter, spring, fall. It doesn't matter, because there is think of apple pie. Now, think of fried chicken. We have a love affair with fried chicken when it's done right. And today on Let's Cook, we are going to be doing it right. We are making fried chicken. We are making a delicious avocado, tomato, mint salad. And then, this is a first for me. I've never done this on my show anyway. I've done it before. I'm making onion rings, but just to tweak it a little bit, we're going to be making the onion rings with a habanero tomato butter. So that's our menu today on Let's Cook. We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to make this fantastic avocado, tomato, and mint salad. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cookware. Now it's time to make the delicious avocado mint. And I'm using pear tomatoes, as a matter of fact. Let's go over the ingredients right now for the salad, because they're so simple. We're using avocado, tomatoes, we're using mint, olive oil, lemon juice, vinegar, sugar, parsley, and of course salt and pepper to taste. Very simple ingredients. Now, to make this salad, the first thing I'm going to actually do is I'm going to make a little dressing. So to make the dressing, I'm going to take my sugar, right in a bowl here. I'm going to dissolve the sugar here with a little rice wine vinegar and a little lemon juice. So that's going to be the base for my salad. Then I just have to incorporate the olive oil into that. So we'll just squeeze our lemon in there. We don't want any seeds. But what's nice about this, see, my seeds just went in there, then I can see them. Just going with my hand, remove those seeds. You really don't want the seeds in there. And by the way, for salad dressing, I always use fresh lemon juice. I don't like to use a bottled lemon juice at all. Fresh lemon is like a fresh herb. It just kind of brings everything to life. So we have that in there. We'll just take a little bit of olive oil in here. Now I put this sweet, or the little bit of sugar in there, because it's just going to make the dressing work. So it just mix this up here. Now I can actually add my parsley to this right now too. Get our parsley in there. We'll season this with a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit more salt, a little bit. You always have to use a special tone when you're dealing with salt, because it works. A little bit of salt. Gotta have fun with the salt. So my dressing is now ready. Now we'll go to work with our avocados. To do the avocados, this is a Hass avocado, not a Florida avocado. It's darker. When you go to buy the avocado, you should touch it and it should be slightly soft. It should give a little bit when you buy it. Now, in California, what they do with the avocados is they harvest them green and then they actually age them, and it's a rotation process that the avocado goes through to ripen it. Now, you can see this right here. See the great color in this? Now, if you want to prevent these from oxidizing, you'll just take a little lemon juice. Squeeze a little lemon juice on there. That will prevent them from oxidizing. Then we'll take and I'm just going to remove this. Now, I can take with my hand and I can peel it off this way, but I find it's much easier just to take a spoon, a large spoon, start here at the top, work your way right around the skin, and then you're able to pull the whole thing off. Just comes out very easily. We're now going to take our avocado, and we're just going to cut this. See, you can see how really ripe this is, can't you? Oh, absolutely delicious. Now, avocados are very healthy for you. They're very good for energy, but they do have a lot of invisible fat. But I'll just take my avocado now. I'm going to put it into the dressing right here, just so that it gets a little flavoring of that dressing. Then I'm going to immediately remove this from the dressing, because now it won't oxidize, and I'm going to set this up into a plate. And by the way, you can do this ahead of time at home if you'd like, where you can go ahead and have this already set up on plates in the refrigerator, even if you wanted to do it family style. Or you could do it individually like this, have it all set up, because the avocado has a lemon juice on it, and it also has a dressing. It won't oxidize. So now my avocado is ready to go. We'll now take our, I need to show you my tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes, but they're called pear tomatoes because they have a pear shape to them. Now, when I make a salad with a tomato like this, whether it be a cherry tomato or anything, if you take this, you ever eat one of these? And you go to chew on it and it pops in your mouth? I don't really like that. I would much rather take my, oh God, but it's so good. I would much rather take my cherry tomatoes and just cut them in half. That way, it's normal. First of all, it might be too big for somebody to chew. Secondly, it's not going to pop in your mouth. So I have my cherry tomatoes here, all cut in half. These go right into the dressing now. Then we have our mint. Now for the mint, due to the fact that the mint is a fragile herb, we'll just take the mint right here, make a nice bundle of it, and cut it in thin strips or a chiffonade. And I really like to keep this somewhat big. Now I add my mint at the very end here, and you can just smell the oils coming out of the mint. Take this, we toss this around. It's alive, it's alive. Here we are. And this salad, by the way, is a beautiful salad to serve cold out of the refrigerator, but also it's very nice at room temperature or slightly chilled. So there we have our tomatoes on top of that. Very simple salad, and then just to finish it, we find a nice little, tiny little piece of mint right here. Put that right there. And of course, serve this with a nice piece of crusty French bread. A nice Sauvignon Blanc or a lemonade, if you want non-alcoholic, we go with this. So would a sparkling wine of any sort, a little on the sweet side. We're going to take a little break right now, and then when we come back, I have my own recipe, and I make a really good fried chicken, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're talking fried chicken today. See our chicken? You want to take the chicken. The chicken's going to do a little bit of a dance here for you. Toot-da, toot-da. Now we're going to cut the chicken up. When you buy chickens and you buy whole chickens like this, one, you get it home. Make sure that you keep it as cold as possible before I even cook the chicken. I'll wash the chicken out. I'll pat it dry to make sure it's very clean, because the way they're processing chickens now, they do take the chickens and they do put them in a solution to prevent the growth of salmonella, so you really need to do that. Don't wash them in antibacterial soap. I actually know somebody who actually washes a chicken in antibacterial soap, and I can only think of how much the person has to rinse it before it's actually edible. And if you do want a slight form of dysentery, just eat a little soap with your food. It'll work wonders for you. That's something you want to stay away from. First thing I'm going to do, my wings, I'm going to come to the first joint here, remove that wing, turn it around here. I'm going to remove this wing. Next, I'm going to remove the backbone. Now, I don't normally use shears when I'm cutting a chicken. What I do is I usually use my knife, and all I'm going to do is I'll just mark this so you can see where you're going to go. But we're going to come right down the backbone right here, just off, about 1/4 of an inch off the very middle of the back on both sides. We stand the chicken up. We just make a jabbing motion. We're going from the leg end of the bird down the backbone right here, just cutting along those bones. Then you pull the knife down. Now right here, see this bone right here? There's a bone here that comes off of the wing. Unless you're close enough to the middle of the back, you'll end up trying to cut that bone off, and if you end up on this side of it, you'll never get through, and you're really going to have to hack it. So try and stay on the inside of that bone right here. You can see where this bone is right here. Try and stay on the inside of that bone. We'll turn it around, make it cut down the backbone right here too. And now we've removed our backbone. Very easy, and we'll save those things for stock. Next, we'll turn it over. We expose the sternum right here by cutting down with our knife, making a little jabbing motion. We come up underneath right here. Now this is how my hands are underneath, where my hands are right on the sternum right here. I just pop this bone up. Coming with my hand, I'll remove the bone. I'll actually leave the cartilage from the backbone right there to help it hold its shape while I'm frying it. I turn it over now. I cut the chicken down right in half here. I'm just cutting through cartilage. Come over here, cut it in half again. right here where the leg and the thigh are attached, just go through with your knife, cut down through. Now let me just show you this one again, because a lot of people, and a lot of times when I'm working with my students, they'll say they have trouble doing that. If you just hold, if it's holding up right here, there's a line right here where the color of the meat and the skin is different. If I just go to where that is, and I just cut straight down through, I'm always going to be going through the joint where the cartilage between the thigh and the leg are together. For the breast, so that it cooks evenly, and this is the way I cut up a chicken for fried chicken. There's a lot of ways to cut a chicken into eighths. I just come right here, where it is, right in half right here, and then with my knife, come down. Once I'm through the meat, hold my knife down this way and just cut through the soft rib parts of the chicken. Just right down here, just so it's now I have basically 3 equal portions of chicken. What we're going to do with the chicken now is I'm simply going to take the chicken now, I'm going to season it, well actually I'm going to put it right in this pan right here. Then we take this, don't be afraid, you're going to season this with salt and pepper. Kind of rub this around a little bit so it's seasoned with salt and pepper. Then I'm going to marinate this overnight, or at least for a couple hours in the refrigerator. And I'm going to use buttermilk. Now, it's my theory, the reason that buttermilk goes so good with fried chicken is, one, when they first, fried chicken, when it was first made in this country, a lot of times they would have sour milk, which is what buttermilk is. So they would use the buttermilk to marinate the chicken in to utilize the milk. It naturally tenderizes the chicken, makes it delicious now. So we would marinate this for a while. Now, the next step to making this is, first of all, we're going to look at our oil here. And I have this oil heating up. The oil, the temperature of the oil, we have the thermometer on it right here. And it's right around 350, which is perfect because once I put the chicken into the oil, the temperature is immediately going to drop by at least 25 degrees because I want to be cooking at about 325, not 350, 350, 360. What will end up happening is that it'll brown the coating before the chicken's actually done. So let me just get my thermometer out of the way here now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is right here in this dish right here, I'm going to use some all-purpose flour, some garlic powder, not fresh garlic, I like to use garlic powder, some pepper there, some paprika, and again I need a little bit more salt in here too. Just a little bit more salt. Just mix this together. Now, what we're going to do now is you're going to take the chicken, you're going to go, this has already been marinated, I'm going to drop the chicken into the flour here and coat it very well with the flour. Then I do what we call a double dip, or I'm going to double dredge it, where I take and I put the chicken back into the buttermilk again, back into the flour. Then when I drop it into the oil, make sure you shake off all that excess flour. When you put it in the oil, put it as far away from you as possible. Just kind of drop it in and let that start to cook. Again, it's important when you're making fried chicken, or I find when I make my fried chicken, if I double dip it, I end up with a much better batter. I use a seasoned flour, I season the chicken beforehand, and I also use buttermilk to marinate it in. I'm going to get some more chicken frying here. We're going to take a little break. And by the way, I'm going to cook this. This is going to cook at least 10 minutes in the oil here before it's all the way done. But we're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're talking onion rings with a habanero tomato butter to go with our great fried chicken. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook, where we have our fried chicken. It's going, and by the end of this segment, this fried chicken should be ready to come out. Look how nice this looks. And you'll notice that it's not overly browning right now. We need it to really brown through. And if you wanted to, you could fry it this way and even finish it in the oven if you're unsure. But usually, if you cook the chicken to what they call à point, it's written à point, but à point means till it's just done. Then you take it out and you put it on a rack and you let the fat that it was in drain away from it. It'll carry over, cook all the way through, as long as it comes up to a minimum of 165 degrees internal temperature. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our onion rings. Now, to make the onion rings, I have a beautiful white onion here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this onion and I'm going to cut it into threes. Without cutting through the skin, we need nice big round pieces. Then we'll take the onion right here. I have some flour right here, and all I do with the onion is I just pop it out this way, and this is the easiest way to do it, by the way. Get the middle out first so you don't break the rings, and then you can get some nice rings in there. You don't want to rip these. And you want the onion to be nice and firm. Okay, so now I have some onions right there and some flour. Next, I need to make the batter. Now, to make the batter, I'm simply going to take my egg yolks, milk, sour cream. Yeah, I'm going to use a little bit of sour cream in here. A little bit of sour cream. Mix this together. Now, to this, with a little bit of salt and white pepper here, or I'll use black since I grabbed the black. I just don't see my salt here. Oh, here's my salt. A little bit of salt in there too. Just mix these together. Then we're going to add our flour to this. The batter's going to end up being just a little tight. Just a little tight. Just mix this till it comes together. You want to get rid of those lumps. Then to lighten this up, because we really don't have a leavening agent in this at all, what we're going to do is we're going to take some egg whites right here, have them in a copper bowl. We're going to whip our egg whites. Now, the egg whites we're just going to whip until they form soft peaks. Make sure that the bowl you're whipping them in is really clean. Your whip is really clean. There we are. We have soft peaks here. We can tell soft peaks when I pick it up and I go like this, and then I drop it like that. See how it drops? Soft peaks. Perfect. So now we're going to just make sure I get rid of all my lumps here. Come over here. I'll add my egg whites to this now. Then we fold this together. This is how we're incorporating air into the batter. Perfect. Now, I'm going to bring this over here now with my onion rings, because we need to dredge them in flour before we drop them. Whoops, my oil's gotten very hot here. Before we drop them into the batter. This will really help the batter stick to them. So we'll go in this way, go in this way. Now, while I was talking there, my oil actually, it's starting to smoke here. It got way too hot. If that happens at home to you, take and add some more oil to it. By adding the oil to it, what that is going to do is it's actually going to cool it down to a point where it won't brown too quickly. Now my oil, I'll check with my skewer right here. As long as I get bubbles on the skewer, it's hot enough. See how I'm getting nice little bubbles off my skewer there? Good, and it's no longer smoking. I have my onion rings right here in the batter. Now, this is another thing. Use the skewer this way. Look, you can pick up the onion ring this way. Batter sticks nicely to it. Bring it over to the oil and just drop it in. This way, it's totally coated with the batter. And look at the batter. See what the batter does? See how it puffs up there as it's cooking? That's because of the air from the egg whites. Beautiful. So I got some nice onion rings going there. The only other thing I need to do, I only have about a minute and a half left, is I have to make the compound butter to go with this. To make my butter for this dish, I'm going to take a little bit of butter here. This is a habanero butter. I have my butter, I have my tomatoes, and I have some habaneros, which I'm going to put in here. Now the habaneros, let me just show you this habanero right over here. very hot chili. Seeds are the hottest part. When you dice this up, wear rubber gloves. Don't touch your hands. Don't touch any membrane in your body, because what will end up happening is it'll burn you. But all we do is we take and we melt the butter with the tomatoes, and then we put it on top of these delicious onion rings that I have going right here. Well, I think we're just about out of time right now. I'm going to start to remove my fried chicken, and I'm going to show you exactly what we made today on Let's Cook. We made a delicious, well, let me see what we're going to show. We made a delicious avocado salad here. In addition to the avocado, tomato, and mint salad, we did a wonderful fried chicken. And then, of course, the onion rings with a habanero and tomato butter. Thanks for watching Let's Cook today. You have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.